How you guys doing today? Today I want to talk about 5 things not to do with your credit cards. So stay tuned. My name is Jay and welcome to Ask a Debt Collector. Now I've been in the debt collection industry for over 15 years. I've done it all from skip tracing to collecting to management, and I've owned 2 debt collection agencies. For the past 8 years, I've been the go-to guy for friends and family for questions regarding debt and credit, and now I want to be that person for you. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. Let's go. If you haven't had the time, be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you guys, all you guys who have subscribed. Continue to share the videos with friends and family as I go on this credit journey with you and you with me in building this credit journey and building the best credit profile for yourself. Understand, you deserve to be approved for the credit you want and need. Allow us, Clear and Strategic Credit Repair Services, to help you out with that. Don't forget about the free stuff down below, free pay to delete, free goodwill letter, free cease and desist letter. All that information is down there for your leisure to help you out on your credit journey. I'm going to be doing something new with regards to the consultations. That should be rolling out next week. But nevertheless, there is a free 30-minute consultation. Click that down below. Take you from where you're at to where you need to be. We go over your credit profile. We figure out where you're at currently right now. And then we'll see if you're even a fit for credit repair. So understand that with regards to that. I turn down people all the time, and it's not because we don't want to do work with you, but maybe after looking at your credit profile, you don't necessarily need credit repair. Maybe a few things that you can do. I'll give you that information and send you on your way. Next, if you haven't had the time, be sure to check out me and my wife's podcast. Is called Books, Dreams, and Financial Things. It's wherever you can find podcasts. The description will be down below, as well as we have a YouTube page for the podcast for those of you who like the visual with hearing it, and then for those of you who just want to listen to a podcast on your leisure time where you don't have to listen to it, it is there. So check it out, Books, Dreams, and Financial Things. So let's get into the 5 things not to do with your credit card. Number 1 is max them out. When you max out your credit cards without paying them, obviously your utilization goes to 100%, right? Instead of 0% utilization. And then what ends up happening is if you're trying to apply for another credit card or whatever the circumstance is, when creditors look at your credit report, they're going to look at you and see you as risky. So try to avoid maxing out your credit cards. I mean, if you're going to pay on the credit card, let's say you have a balance of $3,000, you have something that you wanted to buy, a computer or something, you pay $3,000 back. Before the actual due date on your credit card is when you want to actually pay that credit card, pay that amount off. That way you avoid interest and so forth. So try to stay away from maxing out the credit cards. Number 2 is pay late on your credit cards. Now, your credit profile is broken up into 5 different sections. I'm only going to talk about the one of the sections, which is the biggest section, represents 35% of your credit score. That is your payment history, right? One of the main ways a creditor can look at your credit profile and judge whether you will be risky or not risky is due to your payment history. And if on your payment history you have a bunch of late payments, the reality is you're looked at as risky for whatever reason, and a lot of times you won't be extending that extra credit offer. I have friends to this day who make 3-4 times the amount of money that I make, and yet on their credit card sometimes they're late. And their thought process is, well, I forgot, or whatever the circumstance is. And then I have a way better FICO score than them, and that's just predicated on that simple issue. Avoid late payments. If you do get 1 or 2 late payments and you do have a good credit history with that creditor, down below, a free goodwill letter. A free goodwill letter is down below. You can check that out. You get it for free. You send that to your creditor. They can get rid of those late payments. Number 3, go over your credit card limit. Now, I know that there are a lot of credit cards out there that state that, hey, if your limit was $3,000, you can possibly spend, $3,200 and go over your limit. Now, there's no problem with going over your limit as long as you pay it back before your payment due date. But if in fact you don't, then a lot of times with these credit cards, there's a lot of hidden fees. And one of those fees is an over the limit credit card fee. So on top of being charged the interest, hopefully you're paying it on time, or you're going to get a late payment. Then there's an over the limit fee. And this stuff can catapult and mess up your credit in general and make it very hard for you to actually pay back your credit. So I recommend that you do not spend over the limit of that credit card. You're better off applying for a new credit card and spending some of that credit before you go over the limit. Number 4, this is something that I always state. This goes by the motto of clear and strategic credit repair services. It's something I tell every single client, and that is carrying a balance on your credit card. I know that there are a lot of things out there that state, 30% utilization, 20% utilization, 10% utilization on your credit cards. The reason why that is given out to you as a consumer, because a lot of you guys don't understand credit, and a lot of times to tell someone, hey, pay your credit cards off, and you're probably $50,000 or $60,000 in debt, it becomes sort of kind of hard to say that. But you're a lot better at a 30% utilization than you are at a 50% utilization. But I say pay it off every single month. Use your credit cards like debit cards. Only spend what you have in the bank. Number 1, because that'll save you on interest on the credit cards. I have 8 credit cards that I have now. I teach this to all my clients. I can show you a statement. In over 4 years, I've never paid a cent in interest. Another myth out there is that you have to carry a balance because that's the way that the credit card companies make money. Yes, that is one way, but that's not their main source of way of making money. The main source is you actually making transactions on the card. Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express, they charge terminal fees to the actual companies that is accepting your payments. They charge 1 to 3% fee on every transaction that's being charged with your credit card, and that is where they make majority of their money, not charging you fees on your credit card or charging you interest on your credit card. Majority of their money comes for each transaction that you slide on your card. Number 5, this is something that I always state not to do, is take out a cash advance on your credit cards. The reason why I say that is because, as most of us know, that interest rate is very high, 28% on the money that you actually borrow. And it could become very hard to actually pay it back. I recommend people don't do that at all. And for the most part, for almost every transaction that you can make, you can actually use your credit card to do so. There may be a fee with regards to doing that, but it's a lot cheaper than paying back that cash advance. I advise people not to take that cash advance. Number one, because of the fact that the interest on that is large. So as we all know, a lot of times you'll get approved for a credit card, you get a $10,000 limit. They'll say the cash advance, typically it will be around $3,000 or $4,000 on that $10,000 limit. Stay away from that cash advance if you can at all ways possible, because the interest on those things are crazy. And I don't know of a cash advance on a credit card where the interest is very low. But there may be some of you guys out there who may have that. I may have not gotten to that place before. So if that is you, put it down in the comment section. Let me know with regards to that. Now, those are the 5 things not to do with your credit card. My hope is that this knowledge you would take into consideration and you would avoid that at all costs. Now, understand, if you have done these things, try your best to correct the situation. If you need help with doing that, down below, 30-minute free consultation. We'll go over your credit report, go over whatever situation that you're going on, and we can figure out the best solution to get you to the point to where you want to be. Now, understand something about credit repair. If a company's out there telling you straight up that they'll delete every derogatory account on your credit report, I would run from them. The reality is we don't know. Every situation is different. Now, the difference between me and other credit repair companies is this simple task. If in fact the account is verified and it's verified the correct way, and it's time that you have to pay. I have 15 years experience in the debt collection industry, so I understand the way that they think and how they go about with regards to debt in general. And I know the best tactics to save you the most amount of money on the accounts that are not removed from your credit report that you actually have to pay. So that's what gives me the insight. But nevertheless, I shared that with you just to give you a little more insight with regards to credit repair. Now, if you have any questions with regards to any of these 5 topics that I stated, you may be in some trouble, you may need to get out of it. Put those questions down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. And as I always state, and I truly, truly, truly mean this, you be great.